The next thing that you're going to do is support your reasons with pieces of evidence. Because in order to make a strong argument, we need to have evidence to back up our opinion. So, for example, my reason 1 says that kids should have recess in middle school because it relieves stress. I now need to back that up with 3 pieces of evidence. You should have at least 3 pieces of evidence in each body paragraph to go along with the reason. So as you can see, according to my topic sentence, the first reason I have is that recess relieves stress. So now when I'm looking for my pieces of evidence, each piece of evidence should go along with relieving stress. It wouldn't make sense for me to come up with a reason that went along with socializing or anything else because it doesn't go along with relieving stress. My pieces of evidence should match my reason. So I already have 2 examples. The first piece of evidence that I found after doing research was that the National Association for the Education of Young Children recommends recess as a way for students to reduce stress. So now I have my piece of evidence that goes along with that reason. Now, I have my second piece of evidence. Recess also offers a socially structured means for managing stress by adapting. So that's my second piece of evidence that goes along with relieving stress. Okay. Now, for my third piece of evidence, I might go back to my article and I'm trying to find one more thing that goes along with relieving stress. So I go to my article and I might say, about 1 in 5 school-aged children has excess body fat. That would not be a good piece of evidence for me to use right here because it doesn't have anything to do with relieving stress. So I would keep reading my article and notice that this is a credible source because it's a .edu page. I'm going to keep reading my article. This spot right here says recess reduces stress. So I bet I'm going to find some good information in here. When I read this section, I find, this sentence looks like one that I want to use. So I want to use this last thing as a piece of evidence. So it says, in an education system that continues to place higher expectations on children to perform to a certain standard, less stress is just what the doctor ordered. So I want to take that and use that as my piece of evidence. So I'll go ahead and type that up. As the education system continues to place higher expectations on students, kids need a way to relieve their stress. So now I have 3 pieces of evidence. They all support my opinion, and they all have to do with relieving stress. So now, as you can see, in body paragraph 1, I have my topic sentence, and I have 3 pieces of evidence that all support that topic sentence. So the other thing too, notice that my evidence that I found was evidence that I had to do research to get. So I didn't just make this evidence up, or I didn't support it with my own personal opinion. So I had to actually go and do research to find studies that showed that this was something that was true, that recess does relieve stress. So it wouldn't make sense for me to say kids need recess because it relieves stress because it's really fun. That might be my own personal opinion, but I need to have actual evidence to back it up. So you need to look through articles, look through videos, any valid source that you can find to find evidence, actual evidence to support your reasons. So now what you're going to do, go into your own graphic organizer, look at what you wrote for your reason 1 for whether or not the men survived their escape. And what I want you to do right now is look through all the evidence that you've collected. And I want you to write 3 pieces of evidence that support that reason. They have to go along with whatever reason that you picked. When you are done, raise your hand and have a teacher check over your evidence. But right now, you're not doing the orange yet. You should only have the red pieces of evidence filled out, and you are going to do that for all 3 body paragraphs. So when you have a teacher come and check, you should have all of the red pieces of evidence completely filled out.